Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Tonight we're going to deal with a few subjects. The title is Jack Johnson and Muhammad Ali. And that's because now it's 11 years ago, Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali. And this is when we were telling the people what type of process we're going to use, like to get to where we are now. That we're going to come right out in the open, face to face. But we're going to use so much skill that we're going to use skill like our heroes used in their time. And we knew what we was up against because this tape is called Masjid al-Islam versus the USA. So we know what we're dealing with. Then we know what we're dealing with now. If you go way back, we had some articles called Tactics Deployed Against the Islamic Movement. And it opens with a section of the people of the book saying, believe in the morning what is revealed to the believers, rejected in the end of the day, perchance they may themselves turn back. This is an article from 1997. Therefore, you could tell that the tactics that they were using against us then and now, that we were accustomed to them, we were used to them. We could forecast, we could predict what they're going to use because they were typical of encirclement and suppression. And remember the literature that we said that said this approach will be used over and over again until that group encircled or that army that's encircled will be strong enough and big enough to fight that other army face to face. So we anticipated, we knew, and we had known, and we do know, that even now we can be attacked by the government and they could use, literally right now, for a while, they could use anything they want. They could do anything they want. They could come in and take you to jail. Or they could do whatever they want. But now we have a concept called responsibility. We use it different. We say that's the ability to respond. For us, responsibility is to respond in a way that's beneficial to you and your plans and your goals and where you want to go. So we've always used that. In later years, we began to use it even better. Tactics deployed against the movement was a common tactic. Fill up the group with people and then take them away. This is supposed to produce, you're supposed to become a little distraught, a little maybe heartbroken, or, you're supposed to feel like that this is a bad thing. You can feel hopeless, you could feel anger, you could feel isolated, you could feel like nobody loves me, nobody cares, all of that. That's what they're trying to produce an idea in your mind that nobody cares about you, nobody cares about the movement. And in the beginning, they cut away all of your real friends and believers. And then they bring in their people. So anything that happens, their people are there. Their people are around you. So we looked at all of this, and we'll deal with, say, 2002. But so all of these are institution building, 2007, State of Islam in the Hood, 2007. But we also have, this is really when it began. This is when we were talking about, this is 2005. We done had 3 years now. We done had 3 years from when we had our great meeting here. This is where the complete signs that there would be no cooperation between the participants and that they act on behalf of the government. This is our belief. So we also believe this is a historical epic, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But this one is about people on the boat. We've used that hadith before. And the other one, this is Plots Against Islam, 2005. This is the same period, fitna. And this is, we talk about Oakland as a clearinghouse. And we were lighting a fire under Oakland. At that time, Oakland is on a big roll. Oakland is into everything. Right after this, things started happening a little funny in Oakland. We had 2006 and 7. They had to shoot the front of the building was almost tore off. It was thousands of dollars raised. And it just stayed like that. People would call me and say, man, is your joint still open up there? I said, yeah. But it was like, you know, all it takes is a little plywood and stuff like that. But anyway, so we had a feeling about what we was going to deal with. Now, here's what we got to do. Using the Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali tactics, we have to use what we call right here, design fitna. We are well accustomed with the environmental circumstances. And it's very acute, like right now, we said a couple of weeks ago. They blew the stock market up so much, we say everybody better get their money out. That was on Sunday. Within 2 days, the stock market had dipped 1,100 points. And the people involved in the stock market had caught them a little by surprise, so they started blowing it up a little bit to keep it stabilized. But Don keep coming in and ripping things up so it'd go down. I don't know if it went down today, but when I last heard around 2 o'clock, it was down 399 points. That's a nice little bit. But it's unstable. Nobody said anything about that. Definitely none of the Muslims. That means it's not bragging, it's just saying we're in tune with our environment. And when they started blowing it up, we said that's them blowing it up to keep it stable so they can ease their big money out. They're going to just ease it out. And that's where the fluctuations come from. See, if they snatch their money out, then it keeps falling. But if they ease their money out, nobody will notice. Like China and Russia, they're constantly buying gold. They're buying slowly and easily. They ain't rushing to buy it, because if they rushed, the thing would go way up. So they're buying it, and the price stays down. So they'll have, you can't do nothing to them because they got gold. Whatever money goes which way, or people go broke. No. This one is called strategic retreat. You can see it does say, just to verify it, that's what it says. Strategic retreat. Yep. 2008. Okay. That's what it says. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Psychological strike on the FBI, that's 2007, that's psychological. Okay. So, well, anyway, if you want to, we all know that. That's psychological strike. Okay. Now let me set the stage. The stage is we're in open warfare with the United States government and the Israelis. They do anything that they want. So we have to, which we did, we set them up. That's what design fitna is. You're having fitna, you're going to continue to have fitna, unless the place collapses and floats either to hell or off in the woods, you're going to have fitna. 2 high levels we're on. Psychological guerrilla warfare is a high level, and it worked. We talked about the Yahoo so bad, they took all of our flyers, all of these, and put them on their websites. Our websites, a few people look at it, on there, Steve Emerson and Daniel Pipes now, and AIPAC, Ibrahim Foxman, those are the boys. How is it that a Negro is on their stuff and they having meetings about that person? That's psychological guerrilla warfare. It worked 100%. In other words, their website have 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 people looking at it, and ours have 20. They made us the most popular. People playing like they don't know who we are, they just playing. We just laugh at them. We know if the Zionists, if the government, if all the big movements, if we walk in a room, everybody know who we are. So now you're going to play like we don't know you guys. We don't know, we never heard of Masjid al-Islam. They can do all that they want. But see, we're not making no plans based off their ignorance or playing ignorant. So here's what we did. We did exactly what we said we was going to do. Number one, we're going to have design fitna. We're designing this fitna. You're not. You're just the government with an Army, Navy, Marine Corps, millions of people. That's all you are. But you ain't no match for us. It's making me pretty mad, you know. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to. This nigga is da-da-da-da-da. Psychological strike, that's the one. That's the same one, we call that number 2 or 3. But that's how to punk the FBI. That's the follow-up. So now we got them going. Not only we got them going, we're directing their behavior at us. The standard rule for revolutionary war is that if you lose 90% of your people, you haven't lost yet. In fact, in any struggle, you haven't lost until they've destroyed your whole infrastructure. So if you lose 90% of your wealth, power, money, and everything, and people, you're still in the game. This is our approach. Okay. Therefore, when they come at us, we want them to come down the road that we have already graded and got everything set up. And guess what they do? That's exactly what they do. Because here's our dilemma. We know them very well, but the other people don't know them. If we write this in May 97, tactics deployed against the movement, this is technically a detailed, if you remember those days, this is a detailed exposition, a commentary on the plots, schemes, and plans of the system and what they want to accomplish. What they wanted to accomplish with us, we knew where it was coming from. They want to isolate us. They want to cut us off. They want to give us a feeling of hopelessness. So we don't care what they want. What we have to do is be bold. And the main goal overarching all of this is to have them act on the surface so everybody can see it. Therefore, the bigger, the more comprehensive, the more coordinated the attack. If we survive it and deal with it properly, right, our stature grows. Right? Our stature grows. Because we calling out the champion, and he's got to come now on our territory. So I have a lot of paperwork here I was going to show, but I'm not going to show it right now. Maybe the next time. What I want to do is get the point across. Is that no matter how great, no matter how comprehensive, the attack is on you, on your group, on your movement. And this is for y'all out there in the future. See, what we're trying to do is give you the benefit. These are not trials and tribulations. That's not what they are. They would be trials and tribulations to you. To us, they're exercises. To us, they're experiments. We're experimenting. That's all and we told you. Well, what you gonna do with all of that? Well, we're gonna play with you because Jack Johnson would play with the big old people. And he'd drop them when he get ready. And Muhammad Ali would float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And nobody can hit what they can't see. Right? We're right in front of them now. You got to think of it now. Look at the system. Swinging at us. Swoosh. Swinging at our money. Swoosh. Swinging at everything. Throwing the heaviest blows. The blows that knock everybody else. It knocks the Dar. It knocks the Islamic Party. It silences the Nation of Islam, right? It quiets everybody down within 3 or 4 days. It don't have no effect on us at all. Why? Because of designed fitna. We have designed the type of fitna we want. Well, what do we want? What's their goal? Their goal is to break your back, to humiliate you, to drag you down the street in front of all the people and say, this is your hero. Anybody mess with us, that's what's going to happen to them. That's their goal. They've always done that. Therefore, everything will be like that. We're going to make sure that you don't have no friends, no money, no outspokenness, no nothing. We're just going to slap the urine out of it. That's what they want. Okay. What do we want? We want to, as Mahatma Gandhi says, you have to not expose, but make oppression visible. No, he said injustice. Make injustice visible. That's what we're doing all the time. We're doing it right now. Make injustice visible so everybody see it. All the stuff they did in Oakland, they've been doing that from day one. They've been doing that. They was doing that in Jahiliyyah. By the time the stuff happened in Oakland, say, the kicking off heavy, well, Abdul Malik resigned in 2008. So I said, well, we're not going to be able to get this thing rolling like we want. So I said, oh, what we'll do is we'll tease them. Tease them. Now, here's how the teasing goes. If you look here in D.C., we have 8th Street, we have property here, property. That's not bad for a few of us. That's not bad for a few of us. So what does tactic deployed mean? It means we're going to acquire as much property as we can while things are going our way. Plus, we have to make sure that they believe they're in charge. They're in charge of here and they're in charge of Oakland. So if they feel like they're in charge and everything, then we're going to not prevent you from making progressive steps. Right? Okay. So this is a different period than then. Then we could have fundraisers, people would come by, people, all kind of stuff. Because we made them think they was running things. It's definitely true in Oakland. Well, we're going to have a fundraiser, fine. So now here's the thing. In Oakland, the way we put it to them was, well, Abdul-Malik left and look, we got all this property, ha ha ha. So now they got to get it back. They got to teach me a lesson. Because that's what they're going to do in Mukhtar. Teach me a lesson. Sanctions, boycott, isolation, cut off, and no holds barred. You can do anything you want. His first attack was, Imam Musa, you're stealing the believers' money. So, this must be 2014. Yeah, $22,000. Tax collector. That's doing their reign. Guess what? This is for. They leave the property all messed up, throw junk all on it. When I come out here, they mess everything up. And by the time I get back, there's a fine on it. They don't pay the fine, I pay the fine. And a few years before, no man, that was 9 years before, 2005. We go out there and pay $48,000 on their taxes. Do they ever come out here and pay any taxes? Or have they ever has anybody ever heard of them bringing us any money? Absolutely not. Do we send money to them? First of all, Mukhtar, you spending the believers'